My next question is, what skills do teachers not have? What skills would they need to learn? What are the things that they should become familiar with? If they wanted to create a course either for their employer, and I'm just looking at the polls again, we have some people want to do it for their employer. Some people just want to create a course for their current students. They already have students and they just want to improve a course for them. Or some people want to do it to sell online and get new students. So if we've said you already have all these skills, you can already do all these things. What are they missing? What do they need to learn to be able to get to that next point?
Definitely. Go, Cassy. You sure? I'll go first, but then don't worry. I'm your supporting actress here. For sure. One thing that comes immediately to mind, honestly, Erin, and I would say for me as an instructional designer, is a really big thing, is to really, really understand and make actionable writing learning objectives. Know where you're headed. Bloom taxonomy is huge for this. I mean, we have like actionable verbs there where it really tells you, rather than being passive and say, learn this, it's like, apply this, because and at the end you can check yourself. When you're done creating that curriculum, will you be able to look back and say, did my learners apply this? Did my learners distinguish this? Could they create this? It's like, it's really important to, I think that I could write something because I love it, but to me, the one of the biggest aspects of it is making sure that I actually took the learner there. And for me, writing learning objectives is crucial when it comes to a role, to make sure that we actually got there and to be able to look back. It's almost like that book from Stephen Covey, beginning with the end in mind. What do you want them to learn? Can you write it that way? Can you take them there? And I think that the learning objectives are like huge for that, honestly. And for me, it's like one of the things that I absolutely love about Bridge is that we really outline the learning objectives at the beginning. I mean, they are there on the syllabus. You will know where you're headed. We want you to know where you're going. And so for me, it's huge. And it's important to be able to write them in an actionable way, is what I would say.
I love that. I just wanted to make sure we're not discounting teaching skills, because sometimes people think like, oh, I'm just a teacher, like I don't know if I can do this. But so many people I work with do not have an understanding of how people learn. Like that's a really foundational part of this. If you don't have that, it doesn't matter how many programs and how well you know whatever your content is, you need to understand how people learn so you can chunk and scaffold that information to get them to those learning objectives. So that's a super big step up that you already have if you have a teaching background, that you should definitely capitalize on and be proud of when you're kind of marketing yourself or whatever it is for this new position, perhaps it might be. But for me, to get into the instructional design field, I just had to learn some different types of software. So if you want to create, for a corporate setting, there's going to be a lot of e-learning. So I needed to learn Articulate software. I needed to learn some animation software, some video editing. So it's just a lot of tech things that I needed to learn, because they're kind of check boxes. If you want to apply for a corporate role, you have to be able to check those boxes that you can do the digital things. So I would say beyond just the foundational understanding of how people learn and the teaching things that maybe you have, add on the tech skills to that, and then you'll be pretty